Yeah, it's this one. Right here, it's this one! Dude, what a rush! What a rush! Watch this. Watch when I get the grenade. Look at that. See how fast my pace is? I'm a veteran!
So I 100%ed Cuphead. This means that I unlocked every single achievement in this game. One part of this video will be me basically reviewing the game, and the other half will be about my experience trying to 100% the game. Pyrocynical did a video similar to this about where he did Cuphead versus the fandom, and this really inspired my video, but I'm going to be focusing more about the achievement side, and hopefully my video won't be as long. So I hope you guys enjoy, because I'm really putting a lot of editing into this, and I hope it pays off.
A brawl is surely brewing. You're up!
The story of Cuphead is reminiscent to an old Rubber Hose animation kids cartoon, except with more gambling and the devil. Essentially, Cuphead bargains his and his little brother Mugman's souls to the devil over a game in the casino. If they win, they get all the casino's riches, but if they lose, they're in eternal debt to the devil. The devil says they can be free if they collect soul contracts from other debtors to the devil. So Cuphead begins his journey across 3 isles and the casino, fighting 17 bosses, 6 run and gun levels, the manager of the casino himself, who has 9 mini bosses as protection, and the devil himself. Many genres could describe Cuphead: 2D platformer, run and gun, boss battles, and even bullet hell. Cuphead is all of these things. One thing that Cuphead is definitely not is easy. This game will absolutely destroy you. You can do the bosses on simple difficulty if you want, but you can't actually progress through the game on simple difficulty, so you have to do it on regular. So this makes all the boss fights a little bit harder, and in comes my first criticism of the game. The bosses in simple mode are pretty boring. I think that instead of just cutting out phases, they should just make each phase shorter and maybe a little bit less screen crowding. But other than that, this is just a very minor criticism. The bosses can be selected from the overworld map, which looks amazing. Did I mention that this whole game looks amazing and sounds it too? The sound was all recorded like this, and this makes a really great soundtrack. And all the animations are hand drawn at 24 frames per second, where the game runs at a smooth 60. So you really do get a great experience playing this game. And hopefully if you don't rage, you'll find this really fun. Anyway, back to the map. Bosses, run and gun levels, NPCs and other extras can be interacted with in the overworld map. The NPCs can give you hints and even give you coins for completing tasks, and this is my second minor criticism of the game. They will still talk to you as if both two players are playing. They'll be like, "Hello you two," which was really annoying because only one person will be playing, and also they'll be like, "Here's a coin," even if they've given you this coin already. Again, this is just a minor criticism, and it doesn't really affect your gameplay that much. So, apart from the NPCs, you can also go to a shop called Porkrind's Emporium. Basically, a pig will sell you all the weapons and charms in the game. So, the weapons include the lobber, which has a low fire rate, but does very good damage, and the range is also limited. You've got the roundabout, which provides continuous fire around you, but again has a lower fire rate. Most weapons in this game are fairly balanced. Those are just some examples of weapons, and all of them can be utilised in certain situations to make certain boss fights easier. Now let's move on to the charms. So with charms you can have extra 2 hit points, and the trade-off of this is that you do less damage overall. You can also get a coffee charm, which continuously fills up your super meter, which can be used to do big damage. The pea sugar means that your parry or double jump is automatic. You can parry any object which is pink, and this can really help on boss fights such as the Phantom Express. Wheatstone can charge your parry into an axe, but this is only useful on weak enemies and maybe some of the runner guns. And finally, the most OP charm of the game, Smoke Bomb. Smoke Bomb means that your dash is basically invisible, and while you do it you're invulnerable. And this is my third criticism of the game. It's so OP to use this, and sometimes makes other charms useless because this one is so much stronger than the rest. This makes bosses like Sally Stageplay in World 3, which theoretically should be very difficult to beat, but because you've got Smoke Bomb you can basically dodge all of her attacks. But yeah, that's just the Smoke Bomb, and I really recommend that you use it because of how powerful it is. And then also you can interact with mausoleums. After you complete these you get a super, and one of these is invincibility, which is really powerful, and another one does this massive water gun sort of spray. So basically charms can be used when you've filled up your 5 cards, which is displayed in the bottom left. So that pretty much covers everything that you can do. Overall this game is really fun, apart from minor stuff like Smoke Bomb being too overpowered and RNG, especially in like the genie's first phase. I got swords in this run through, but if I got something like where he just throws treasure at you, it's really hard to dodge. But RNG isn't too bad, and if you learn the patterns you'll find this game a lot easier. Overall, I'd give this game a 9 out of 10 for quality and a 10 out of 10 fun factor, which would bring my overall score for this review to a 9.5 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed this part of the video. So there you go, the players love it and the critics love it. Let's move on to the achievements. Getting every single achievement in the game is quite difficult. Despite there being less than 30 achievements, some will really test your skills as a player. I will break down the most difficult, most time consuming, most fun, most random, and also the easiest achievements in the game. The most difficult for me was the Pacifist achievement. In order to do this you have to complete every run and gun level without harming a single enemy, as seen in the gameplay here. This requires incredibly precise jumps over certain mini bosses, and your strategies need to change depending on if you want to run with 2 extra hearts or use the Smoke Bomb. The most time consuming is definitely completing the game on Expert. The boss fights aren't that much difficult, but you have to learn new sequences, and this can be especially challenging after taking a long break from the game like I did. The most fun is probably called the Bouncing Ball achievement, and you have to get 5 parries in a row, and this can be done on the Carnival run and gun level, and it's just really satisfying to do parries anyway, so 5 in a row is pretty cool. The most random is probably to defeat a boss using only mini bullets. This is also very difficult, and you have to stay as a mini plane for the whole boss fight. This in theory should be the hardest, as it is the rarest achievement. However, the achievement also counts if you do it on a mini King Dice boss fight, so it's very easy that way. Annoyingly, this achievement has to be done for the 100% completion, and it doesn't give you any gamer score. The easiest is to do 20 parries. You can do this in the tutorial. I haven't mentioned the other ones as they are just simple tasks like find every coin in the game and spend them all, which can be done with a guide, or one boss fight without taking a hit, which can be done in the early boss fights no problem. Thank you for watching. This game is fantastic, and I recommend you all try and attempt to complete the game. As long as you don't give up, you will eventually beat the game. Getting every achievement is very difficult as well, as you have to beat the game at least twice and do some other miscellaneous tasks, but perseverance is key. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.